Most of us think compulsively all the time. That is to say, we talk to ourselves. If I talk all the time, I don't hear what anyone else has to say. If I think all the time, that is to say, if I talk to myself all the time, I don't have anything to think about except thoughts. Therefore, I'm living entirely in the world of symbols. Therefore, if you meditate for an ulterior motive, that is to say, to improve your mind, to improve your character, to be more efficient in life, you've got your eye on the future and you are not meditating. Well, meditation, when correctly done, has nothing to do with all that. It's a kind of digging the present. It's a kind of grooving with the eternal now. The place where it's at is simply here and now. If you simply close your eyes and allow yourself to hear all the sounds that are going on around you, just listen to the general hum and buzz of the world as if you were listening to music. Don't try to identify the sounds you're hearing. Don't put names on them. Simply allow them to play with your eardrums. It's all just sound. And if I am talking to you right now and you're doing this, don't try to make any sense out of what I'm saying, because your brain will take care of that automatically. You don't have to try to understand everything. As you hear sounds coming up in your head, thoughts, you simply listen to them as part of the general noise going on, just as you would be listening to the sound of my voice, or just as you would be listening to cars going by or to birds chattering outside the window. So look at your own thoughts as just noises. And soon you will find that the so-called outside world and the so-called inside world come together. They are a happening. Your thoughts are a happening, just like the sounds going on outside. And everything is simply a happening, and all you're doing is watching it. It's all just sound. The place where it's at is simply here and now.
What is going on, guys? Evan Aldo here. We are back in studio in Miami for the first time in a long time. What is up, Nick Hill? What? Oh, shoot. I got to add in the damn... Oh. Give me 1 second here. I'll figure this out. Just give me one... Oh, wait. I think I could do it. We got to add in a browser source. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Got it. Cool. So what's up, Nick Hill? Wanted to post your first thing about you. So you turned, I hope you're telling me the truth. You turned, I mean, that's insane if you did that. $50 up to $2,300. It can happen, especially in a bull run. But yeah, I hope you're using good risk management there. You know, sometimes, gains like that when they're made, sometimes they're made in very risky, avenues. So yeah, and always appreciate you guys smashing the like button, like Jake the Crypto Sneak mentioned. So yeah, glad to be back here. I haven't been in Miami in a few months, actually 3 months, since September 10th, I believe. And yeah, I mean, it looks the same generally. It's the big part of the year where, a lot of snowbirds come down, kind of. They say it's kind of the best weather. for the real big beach people, some days are a little bit chilly like today. But you guys probably don't care about this. 64 degrees out right now. Going to get down to around 52 tonight, so that's pretty chilly. Cold for here, but then we're going to get some 80s in about a week, so yeah. Anyway, 2,500 into 15K. That's insane, man. Nice. What were you trading? Be curious about that. But anyway, guys, let's get into kind of the analysis and everything going on here. So yeah, I mean, the big thing here, volume area low that we're hitting right now. We could have once every 24 hours or so. I like to do a little adjustment on the volume profiles. But it's usually not the most, they're not going to be moving that much. But yeah. The Tron pump. No, I did not. Let's take a look at that. That was the one pump everything's been freaking pumped. Look at ApeCoin. ApeCoin's at $2. This is the highest we've seen since freaking, what is this? Okay, actually, I didn't realize how high it got this year, but yeah, no, it's high up. That's probably going to hit 250 before we know it. TRX. Let's look at TRX. Oh my golly. I had drawn out this level beforehand, and it looks like, let's see, are we above it? Yeah, we're above it right now. That was a big place I thought we'd at least hit. So this market's getting nuts. Oh my golly. So I would say the next big place here that we really got to look for is 55. And then potentially frickin' in the, yeah. I think you might be able to get a 3x. I mean, from where we are right now, we already pumped from the 240. So from there, I would hope another 3x would be a good goal here. You got to reevaluate that points, but can Tron cut up to $1? Yes, I think it easily can this cycle. Yes. Finally made a new all-time high. A lot of good marketing on Justin Sun's part and all that. I was at the Tron party in Singapore a couple months back. Around token 2049. So yeah, let's look at XRP. Actually, the bit stand was big area. I mean, we still haven't made out of all this commotion. Still have not made a true new all-time high for XRP yet. But I think you're probably at least going to get up to that $4 mark. It seems like. I mean, unless we really. Unless the stars align in the negative way over the next year here. I think that's, kind of the thing there. Yeah. Oh, was that 80%? Hold on a second. Was TRX 80%? I just want to see how much did Tron pump from? Oh, yeah, I think it did. Yeah, this daily candle. Holy moly. Oh, my God. That money just went into that like it's nothing. Just insane. Crypto.com at 20 cents. So still below this, this high here from November 11th, but I think you're going to wipe that out and get up to, 30 cents before we know it, 27 cents. Hopefully, relatively soon. I think there's a good shot at that. So, yeah. And, yeah. Gotta get in the habit of like hitting the showing you guys chats here as they come in. But yeah, ETH versus NASDAQ was looking at, I think we're gonna generally continue forward, and I think we're gonna, do well. That's what I do think. So yeah, crazy, interesting time, but yeah. And I think that Bitcoin's got a good shot of getting back to this trend line, this spiral line right here, 98. That's what I'm kind of betting on right now. I would show you the trade, but there's no outcome yet. Having a little bit of trouble with my VPN. It's been slowing down my internet and all that, so I don't want to stream with it, but then you can't show the live trades on like Bybit, for example, with it off. So yeah, it is a little bit frustrating in some ways, but that's, not a big deal. Not a big deal. And always appreciate you guys smashing the like button, all that good stuff. If you guys are interested in trading, I got some really good promos for you guys. You get 10% cash back on your bonus with BitFi. In addition to doing a trading competition with BitFi, I posted the link down below. I probably should pin that. I will do that when I get a chance, but it's in the chat. And then BloFin, 10% cash back up to 3,000. That's a high amount. They usually don't go that high. It ends on December 9th, so you got about one more week, but any amount you deposit up to 30 grand is going to give you 10% back up to $3,000 futures bonus. In addition, 10% cash back with my link only for life, supposedly for life. I don't know. I don't want to promise you that, but it should be for at least the next year, I would think. Oh man, I'm so proud of you. Nikhil, you made your breakout, so that's awesome, man. That's a good feeling for anybody, no matter how experienced you are to get, whatever that amount is, you're able to, trade with, whether it's 100K, 10K or whatever. So yeah. Sport content. Okay. Okay. You could post the proof anywhere in the Discord, bro. I think everybody would love to see it. You could post it anywhere, post the proof anywhere. So yeah. But anyway, looking at like others versus Bitcoin, so it looks damn good. I mean, I think we got some good months ahead. It was many months here of outperforming. And I think, when you look at like the monthly, I think we want to wait. We got time ahead, I think, I keep saying too many times, but we got things going. Man, I hope you're telling the truth, man. I just want to... Man, are you serious? I hope you guys are... I mean, it's almost... I really appreciate you guys sharing this with me. Man, Jake, if that... I hope you're telling the truth, man. If that's true, I congratulate you so much. Man, I'm really grateful that you're able to get that. I mean... What I will say is be careful, guys. It is, it has, I believe you. I mean, it is easier. It is much easier I'll be real. It is much easier to make large ass amounts of money like you guys are telling me about when the market's doing this good. I remember back in late 2020, early 21, I mean, I made so much money so freaking quickly. I mean, I quit my job and all this, and it was... I was still able to make money in the bear market and all that because I knew what the hell I was doing. But, it wasn't as much. And, for a lot of people, just be careful, take those big wins, 30K, it could be, life-changing money even for some. I mean, I would say true life-changing money would be around 500 grand, enough to buy a decent house or something. But, paying off debt, those type of things. Compound interest, I mean, yeah. But I think we have ways to go too. I mean, I think we do have some ways to go. So yeah. And I believe today is the last day for the promo. Details are in the announcements channel in the Discord. First link down below for the premium Discord, getting the 6-month or yearly for a really cheap price. I'll extend that. If it ended yesterday, I'll extend that to today. If you guys want to do one last Black Friday sale or whatever. So check that out. In addition, if you guys sign up to the exchanges, BitFi or BloFin, and deposit at least $100 with my link, I'll give you one free month in the Aldo Empire VIP Discord. So yeah. And then, like I mentioned, 10% cash back. Also, a trading competition going on with BitFi. So yeah, I mean, I think that you got to go. I mean, it may not win. There's a few, there's one funny thing going against us that I'll talk about in a second that I don't give too much credence on, but sometimes it means something. A trade like that, it's got a good shot of winning, I think. You got your money flow coming down. There's some things going against us. The daily money flow is starting to come down. So, I mean, it does look like potentially pullback territory. You're seeing, you are seeing some alts jump up a bit, like Tron, a lot of crap is, let's look at CoinGecko. I mean, let's see here. So looking at NFT floor prices, those are coming back down a little bit. I don't think it's going to be, the worst thing, but, when we look at like the 7-day here, hopefully you hold on to like 3 ETH at least, I would hope, and then continue forward. So a lot of things are coming back from the depths of hell. 24-hour, yeah, Tron was the big boy. Hype, I'm not too familiar with Hype. Yeah, a lot of dinosaur coins. You got VeChain here too. Looked at crypto.com. Let's look at VeChain because that's done pretty well. And that's the thing. A lot of stuff is hitting big points right here. I mean, VeChain, how much is this up since? Oh, damn it. Since that freaking drop right there, about 300%. So, I mean, you're going to have some type of pullback at some point. I think you can keep going, make new all-time highs and all that, but, I'll check that out. I've got Plan E in the chat. Let's see. Yeah, basic Market Cipher B. We'll look at render. The Trump pump. Okay. Shout out to Plan E. Plan E's been a big fan, moderator in the Discord. Shout out to the Crypto Dontist as well. Appreciate you, Crypto Dontist. He's been a big viewer for a while. Big fan for a while. Really appreciate you guys. Let's look at render. So let's see here. So, yeah, I think like I mentioned in the last live stream yesterday, potentially jumping up to $12 here, I think is relatively likely. Just thinking here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think you generally should be able to continue a bit, up to these points or whatever. 13. Yeah, should be able to keep going generally. I know AVAX. That, I think this could, I closed mine out pre-Thanksgiving, which was obviously not the best idea, but I was in some good profits. You could try to do something like this. I think AVAX may be the next one to pump up to the yearly high at 62. I mean, that yearly correction, what was this, down like 70? Yeah, it wasn't a fun time to be in AVAX at that point. I know helium's come back a little bit. I wanted to also look at mobile, which has come back. Mobile, which is also come back. We'll get helium, yeah, yearly high. And then I want to look at, actually, let's look at this on a time frame with more, yeah. So really our high, is much higher. So we got room. We got some room. And if we break up from here, that's the huge point that I would be really looking at, which would be right around, I mean, pick your poison. I would say right around freaking 24 or something. Let me just look at that formation. Yeah, right around there, I would say. Maybe a little lower. But yeah, around the 24 area. I think at that point, then you're kind of looking at like, okay, where do we hit when we hit this, how much more do we really have at that point? But it could go a lot more, potentially. Theta, let's take a look at. Theta token. Kind of like what I mean, yearly high, which is great. So we recovered there, 200% upward. I think inevitably we should break upward from this and hit freaking, 8 something, yeah. 2 to 3x from here at least, I think. Should be able to generally keep going. So, yeah. So it's data, let's see. When things hit big points, they will consolidate. I don't know if, I mean, we're messing with the yearly high, it looks like, right here. So, I mean, I think inevitably you're going to break up higher for, the apes and all that, but could consolidate a little bit here. Rune, I've not looked at Rune. Probably should set a timer, yeah, to have the chat go away or whatever. So let's look at Rune. I think it'll hit these points. I'm not the biggest fan of this one personally, but I mean, you can't argue with a 700% incline, so I think it generally will, continue forward there. So yeah. Just thinking. This is just some, most boring thing ever. DXY, still damn neutral. I mean, every time you come up at this point, I mean, kind of trying to break up. Where I feel like that 2 weeks going to inevitably bring you down here, and the 3 weeks as well. So I think that would be generally good for Bitcoin on more of the macro. I mean, 2 week, 3 week are larger time frames. It's like it yields a little bit. I believe they were up a little bit today, yeah, slightly. So we'll see what happens with that. I generally think they could continue downward. I think in this case that doesn't necessarily mean crypto has to go down with it, but it could. Let's look at ETH Classic. That's a good idea. ETH Classic. Great coin. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of these with the formation we're in it's going to take time, I think, but will break up toward to that 75. Yeah, I think you'll probably at least get up to there, hopefully. Let's look at Solana. Actually, I think I had more stuff on the Coinbase chart, yeah. Yeah, still below that area. This is what I was talking. Remember, I was talking about hitting this big point yesterday, and you finally freaking hit it, and now you're jumping. So that could be the continuation upward a bit more. And when we look at, we're getting some green dots, we're getting some good stuff on some of these time frames here, like the 20 hours. So generally, I think you got a good shot of potentially continuing forward on Solana off of this point potentially. Excuse me. BNB going crazy? Of course it is. Of course it is. Oh, yeah. Well, okay, we finally made it a new all-time high. This thing is, the interesting thing here is what we really want to look at is where could this end up? My prediction for this, for the market cycle top, was only really like 1,000. However, upon further inspection, maybe 1,500. I kind of don't think this would go up to frickin' 2,000, but who the hell knows? That'd be a large-ass market cap. I mean, what would that, 200, 300 billion? Maybe. I mean, 100 billion's a lot. Yeah. Somebody was telling me this was going, all state stock was going up. I don't know why I want to look at this. I'm just, Ooh, about to hit that point right there. Wow. 10% upward. What was I going to say here? Yeah, I just got to set my thing to, make the chats automatically go away. Apple stock post-market, I think you're going to break upward to 255 inevitably here. Your damn freaking $3.67 trillion market cap. God. And then they all have, I mean, Crypto.com has that as well. I mean, will Tesla break up to 600 this year? I don't know if you'll hit it, next year, but within the next few years, I think you'll hit 600. What was I going to say here? Oh yeah, I wanted to look at a bit esoteric to look at, but Crypto.com versus here we go. Can that outperform BNB? I don't know. It is making lower highs. It's not the best sign there, but maybe you get a little bit more, you know, fun going forward. Just my 2 cents. Could be wrong. Just my 2 cents. So yeah. PLTO. That's not a, you mean, oh yeah. Yep. I know somebody who has this. Damn good investment so far. Hitting a big point, but who knows? Can this get up to 100? Maybe. What was this from? Yeah, it was a 10x. Yeah, maybe a 16x even. ETH will pump. I mean, Marco, that's kind of what happened last time. Let me just put up your. Yeah, that's kind of what happened last time, and then it pumped in the beginning of 2021, or you know, it's quarter 2 of 21. TRX doubled it. We were looking at that. Yeah, just insane. Volunteer. I mean, your long freaking technical target here would be at like all the way up at 100. I think you're probably going to be able to get up to 100. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I think you might be able to get up to 100. But first, we just got to hold 70. Can you get higher than that? Higher than 100? I don't know. Maybe at some point. But yeah. Hex. It's probably pumping, right? Yeah, it's probably, well, not really, not compared to, I think it'll generally follow the market. I don't have too much interest in it anymore. How about Pulse Chain? Is that one? I think the MEXC is the one anyone cares about. Yeah, not too much since September. Only 100% up. How's the Trump one doing? Still kind of low compared to, yeah. How about the, I think these have been really lackluster, right? Yeah, completely. Maybe his own coin will absorb some of this. I have no idea. To trade Palantir? Can't you trade that anywhere? Any exchange? Oh yeah, you're in, you're not in the US. I don't know. That's a good question. That's probably something easy to Google where to, you know. As long as read my current. Last cycle, ETH also pumped before. Nice pullback soon. I mean, it's hard to say, man. Oh yeah, the funny thing we have going against us right now is the damn moon cycle. Is the new moon. I mean, the bottom, you know, the drop could be just this, and then we continue forward, or you know, up to 105. I kind of feel like we're going to continue to 105, then maybe in January get the typical pullback that we see, but I don't know. A little tough to say. But yeah. How's Mo Dang doing? I know that one was going crazy. Yeah, coming back down from that area. Right there. Yeah, not awful. For ETH right there, I mean, you're getting some bear divs, you're getting some things that are a little bit, you know, suspicious. Do think you may be able to continue here. I mean, if the bearish scenario plays out, you reject here, then you come back down to this, then you lose that and go down to 3,300 or something. Kind of don't think that'll happen, but we'll see. Tron is right. Yeah, we were looking at that. All right, well, let's look at it again if it's done anything in the real short term. Kind of getting a little bit. Yeah, because, hold on. Didn't I draw a freaking... Oh. It was on this chart. I think you're going to get up to 55 cents here, probably. Yeah, probably 55. ETH dominance looking to, let's actually look at that. Because that's, if that keeps going down, then that's bad for ETH versus Bitcoin and all that. Yeah, it doesn't look that bottomy in lower time frames other than the weekly. It does not look that bottomy. So if you do, I mean, it bottomed in Jan. This was interesting. Ooh. Well, that was your December right there on the way up. Okay, so December 4-year cycle, we're right here. I don't know, man. I think that candle may give us what we need. It is a little suspicious, though. I'll give you that. It is a little suspicious. I mean, we are hitting a big level right there. It's a big fib. So that could be the bottom, but it is suspicious. I'll give you that. It is a little bit worrisome. I don't think it's going to be that bad, but it is a little bit. It is a little bit. I'll give you that. Ape. We were looking at Ape. I didn't go into too much depth on it. Where it can retrace to. I don't know. I would maybe 173, but really, I think you may be at yearly highs relatively soon. You're retracing a little bit, but it's not that bad. I mean, it's at a high, relatively high number. And I'm looking at like from all-time high here. I think that was 27 was all-time high. Oh yeah, you're still down a hell of a lot, 90%. So yeah, you still be down at 6. Yeah, but I don't even. Let me see something on Ape. I just want to see like they would have. Yeah, everybody listed it at the same time. April 22. That's when there was some resurgence, some hope in the market, and it didn't go the way some had hoped. So it's like a total 3 here. I usually look at it minus tether, although that's not going to change things. Oh my golly, we're almost at all-time highs. And we're probably going to continue forward now. Can you get up to 3 trillion here? Maybe. Probably at least 2. I mean, my guess is probably at least 2 trillion or 1.5 at least. I mean, things would have to, if it only gets to 1.5, things would have to get more lackluster. I think a lot of people are still kind of asleep. So yeah. Take its decision. Right here. I mean, this would indicate I think we're okay. I think it'll continue forward, but you could consolidate here, old all-time highs. What was I gonna say here? Just thinking. What was I gonna say? Just look at others. Others is, yeah, approaching the all-time high too. Oh, this is an interesting one to look at. So, because, okay, let's just draw the big fib levels that we could be looking at for potential tops here. So 700 billion, maybe 1 trillion could be a good goal for this. Probably even more, honestly, though. But we'll focus on 1 trillion for now. If we look at what happened last cycle for this, I'm just curious. Okay, so above expectations there. That was above expectations, then you lost that area. If you're thinking we're going to have diminished returns, you're not going to get up to 1.5 trillion, unfortunately. Can you get up to 1 trillion, though? Probably. So, yeah, I mean, well, technically, you could get up to 1.5 trillion if you do have diminished returns because we exceeded those expectations last time. I think you'll at least get up to 1 trillion. That's what I kind of feel like here. Because if your technical target is at, what's this technical target? That's a 700 billion. I think 700 billion is absolute minimum. So yeah, but no, this has been fun. I'm just curious, is AVAX still kind of jumping here, trying to, what's Bitcoin? Yeah, trying to do something. Yeah, Bitcoin and ETH, they can get boring while some alts, you know, really start to come up. Let's look at Cardano, which has had some really good news going on for it, and everybody who hated Cardano on Twitter all of a sudden likes it again. Gee, I wonder why. You know, hitting that big point, trying to hold this level. I think you might be able to. Money flow looking pretty good, but there's going to be consolidation and corrections at some point. You know, it's kind of just hard to pinpoint it exactly. And if you got in over here, 300%, not half bad. So yeah. Just thinking here. Let's look at some of the other dinosaur coins. They call them dino coins, you know, old ones from last cycle. Polkadot, so yearly highs. I think you're inevitably going to break upward to that 17 or more. I think you could get there. What are some other ones? I mean, Matic, obviously. I mean, I like Matic. Oh, that's pretty good. So that was the trade setup I posted yesterday. I think that played out really well. Everything's been going nuts, my golly. Man, that's pretty good. So yeah. 70 cents. That's the thing, though. We're hitting big points. Do we continue forward? Does the rally, you know, continue forward, or does it, you know? We were up to frickin', yeah, in 20. We were up to $1.30 earlier this year. So this got completely wrecked in a half. But now we're trying to really fight back. So yeah. But I mean, it's still getting in it at this point. You're below the yearly low, so you know, I don't think that it's the worst place to get in. But I mean, if you're, you know, once you get above that point, then it gets a little bit, you know, how much are you gonna really get? See if Adam's done anything. A little bit, trying to make a new high here for the, well, not for the year yet, but trying to approach that area. So yeah, when you look at a lot of these, it's like the night is young, man. You know, when you look at a lot of these, because we're below that frickin', you know, we're below that area. So like the night is young. The night is young, I would say. So yeah, trying to think here. I'm trying to bump up to these, you know, a little bit more, higher up to some of these areas. Others versus Bitcoin still looking damn good. Well, oh, I don't know why I've never thought to look at this, but others versus ETH. That's interesting. This is, if you think ETH is a shitcoin, this is, yeah, this is what you're looking at, yeah, because it just, that's interesting, yeah. I still think ETH is going to kind of outshine the, you know, outperform the party a little bit. I mean, nice hammer candle right there. That could be the bottom. If it's not, I don't think we're going down that much lower. That's my 2 cents, 2 Satoshis. Could be wrong. I mean, I think that 2-week too is going to kind of give us what we need in 12 days. I think the monthly can confirm the green dot this month and appear and confirm by the end of the month. And that should send us smooth sailing, unless you really think ETH is screwed. I mean, so yeah. Curious about like some stuff like, you know, for example, like just some ETH pair, Matic versus ETH. So I mean, comparably against Matic throughout a lot of this year, you know, Matic pretty lackluster against it, but Matic looking good there. How about Cardano ETH? We know what that's going to kind of look like just straight up in recent times, but generally it's just bled against ETH. But I think that could, you know, the thing here, what you want to do with some of these would be, probably at least get up to that point. That's probably a lot, yeah, 40 to 50%. So that'd be 80A versus ETH. How about Sol versus ETH? That's an interesting freaking one. Yeah, that could get interesting. I could see Sol bleeding against ETH for, you know, a few months or so, maybe. ape ETH. That would have to do it. I mean, we kind of know what that's going to look like, but ape trying to fight back, guys. Ape trying to fight back. Or about like Crypto.com, Crow versus ETH, just, you know, some, or, oh, no, I know what I want. AVAX versus ETH. Okay. Let's see AVAX versus ETH here. I didn't realize I drew out that many lines. Approaching the yearly high. I think it, yeah. And that's the thing. ETH will outperform Bitcoin most likely, and alts will outperform ETH most likely. Let's see the chat. What have you guys been saying? Let's see. Yeah, end of the week. Whether it's going to break up or down. Yeah, most likely. I think a lot of things will. Especially Bitcoin, ETH. A beautiful rising wedge on the... Well, let's take a look at that. So rising... Oh, you mean descending wedge. Or, oh, I think are you talking about like... Rising wedge normally breaks downward. If you're talking about this whole thing, that could be, you know, a big drop downward maybe. So yeah. Just trying to think here. We break, altcoin season is on full mode. Yeah. I mean, we're kind of in altcoin season. They're outperforming Bitcoin. No one on YouTube talk about it. Don't know why. Oh, Uniswap. I have some Uniswap. Not a ton, but yeah, it's just not like, I don't know, it's not as topical as it used to be. Yearly high. I think you can break up higher to, you know, some of those points eventually. That's a big point. You probably at least get up to $28, I think. Probably more. $23 uni. Yellow X. Not bad, Cryptodontist, not bad. Not a bad portfolio. I think it all depends on how much risk you want to take, you know. 70% Bitcoin, you know, it depends how much risk you want to take. Appreciate you, James. Doing well. I got to get a little like mount for my good camera to put it as a webcam on my monitor. So that's what I got to get next. But yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, Bitcoin dominance really going down. Excuse me. I mean, as the month continues, I think it's more and more likely that this is topped out, I guess. More and more likely that this is topped out. So, yeah. But Atom ETH, I'm curious about that one. Yeah, some of these are abysmal. So just, yeah, that's the thing with alts. Just be careful, you know. But there's money to be made, I think. Total, oh wait. Yeah, I'm in Miami. Yep, I'm in the studio, so I am there. Maybe not for long. We'll see what happens. Neo, I'm just trying to think. Hype. I know what that's just going to be straight up. Oh, I know what I want to look at. 40 there. The same thing there. Trying to fight back a little bit. Yearly high was, yeah, you're still down from that yearly high about 50%. But really, I think you could continue to fight back. I don't know. I think NFTs are gonna continue to fight back. Been looking at these floor prices quite a bit, especially on mutants because I have one. So yeah, 70K for the board. I mean, what are we down currently from all time? We're still down 87% in terms of ETH evaluation too. 150 ETH. You know, I mean, what do you need? How much ETH do you need to be a millionaire? I mean, let's say ETH goes up to 8K. So you would need, for 800,000, you need 100 ETH. What were these at were these worth almost $1 million? Yeah, these are probably worth almost $1 million. Can they come back up to all-time high? I have no clue. Can they get close? Can they go up to 100 ETH though, maybe? Maybe. You know, what would mutants be? You know, 1/5 of that or something. You know, let's say we can get up to freaking, you know, 25 ETH. I'm just spitballing. I don't know if it's going to get that high, but, you know, 20 ETH. If ETH is at 8,000, let's say, that'd be 160K for a mutant ape. Maybe 160K for one. Be kind of crazy though. Where would ApeCoin be? Just spitballing. I mean, things could get kind of crazy as they have. But Trump, man, freaking MAGA stuff not doing too well despite the win. You can't trade them on a lot of exchanges, but the Trump NFTs I've been kind of keeping my eye on. December 31st, these are going to be tradable again. So they're not worth a lot right now. 210 Polygon. I mean, that's like, what, $150 or something? Not a lot, but I think they could double or triple by the time they're, you know, back on OpenSea. More people may buy them. So, yeah. And I think that when you look at Bitcoin, I mean, this is generally a bullish pattern here. It doesn't have to break upward, but I think it probably will. You got money flow against you. That's the main thing you got against you. But you got trigger waves for you. So, you know, there's always going to be, you know, those double possibilities here. Funding rates would tell us we will pull back, though. You know, funding rates will tell us we will pull back. What's up, NBF? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. You're in finance. I think it could easily pump back up to 15K or whatever. It's a weird ass fucking, excuse the language. I don't know what they're doing with this. I'm not too familiar with it, but I think it'll probably at least get up to maybe probably 25K. I think is a good goal at least. But again, I don't know too much about it. Curious about ICP right now. Trying to approach the early high. If you could break above that, $77, which I think you may have a good shot at 77. Really, 40 would probably be the next. Yeah, actually, let's just see if we were to break up from here, which I think we will. 37. Yeah, these wicks. Keep an eye on these wicks around 40. I think that's really the next big place. Right around, yeah, high 30s, let's say 40. So yeah. I mean, what would that be up from this low if you were to, yeah, 500%. Wow. Yeah, fun times. Fun times ahead, I should say. Polygon, I looked at it. You know, it's hitting a big point. It's kind of hard to say. Could consolidate, could jump up forward. You know, I want to get that out $1, so I'd be a little bit more in the bull case. I think it's been suppressed. I think it will continue. Undo, yeah, that's been pumping. So yeah, as I've stated in some previous live streams, I mean, 205 seems like a big place. I don't see why you can't get up to $3 and then $4, you know, these fib levels, and then we'll, you know, reapproach it kind of as we approach those areas. But yeah, I think you'll hit that. XPRT was the other one that Crypto Bullzone used to talk about. I mean, obviously very lackluster, but it has, now it's hitting a big point. So alts are really coming back kind of from the depths of hell here. So yeah, I mean, potentially, I mean, if we could just get up to yearly highs here. I mean, this didn't have a fun year, but after that pullback, but yeah, 72. It's just 72. But really lackluster on this pump upward, but maybe you're getting a little bit here, you know, who knows. Anyway. Tether we looked at, yeah, or excuse me, XRP we looked at. What was I gonna look at as well? Oh yeah, triple Q. I mean, the stock market was up today, obviously, yeah. Yeah. So I think that this will generally keep going to 550. So yeah. What else was I gonna say here? What the hell was I gonna say? Man, there's something I wanted to look at. I'm trying to remember what it exactly was. Oh yeah, fetch. Let's look at fetch first. I think you're gonna make your way up to. Actually, I think I have a better chart on. Yeah, you're gonna make your way up to $5 eventually. I think sometime next year, maybe even next year. This year, who the hell knows? But you're gonna generally probably continue forward. I like that monthly. Short term you could see consolidation. I don't know, but I do think this will continue forward generally. XYO. Yeah, just going crazy out of nowhere. Usually once you hit big resistance areas like this, usually it gives you at least a speed bump. So I don't think you'll continue just going straight up like this. That's all I'm gonna say. Funding rates have been pretty crazy, which are indicative of potential pullback. But as you get into these crazy times, they could stay high for a minute. They're high, but not, the heat map for funding rates. I like the liquidation heat maps. The 48-hour. Oh, actually the 24-hour. Yeah, that kind of means we're probably most likely going to continue forward a little bit and liquidate these. I'm not the biggest fan of looking at these. I think they could kind of, if you're looking at too much stuff, you get caught in analysis paralysis. But I think this point at 98 kind of helps us out here. And I think we can get up to 98. That's going to be the big place right there, the top of the volume profile. But after that, either you're going to break upward to 105 or you're heading back down to 83. That's what I think here. So yeah, it's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's looking better for the long right now. Yeah, I'm looking at my long. I think it'll do well. So yeah. I haven't looked at the euro in a minute. I know the complaints was with all the summer, tourism, because the euro was so down against the dollar, and then it came up a little bit. But it still is very low compared to the dollar to dollar. And obviously the Japanese one came down a lot. That's coming back a tiny bit, yeah. But Japan's still not compared to other parts of Southeast Asia, Japan's not the cheapest place to go to, obviously. Or other parts of Asia or Latin America. Japan, but it's more developed, that's why. But yeah, that does look pretty good. I think the yen's going to start to come back up a little bit. What about the Argentinian, the one that dumped badly, right? Argentinian freaking. It's ARS, I think. Oh. Here we go. Ooh. That really got wrecked. Damn. Yeah, so it slowed down a little bit, but that's really obviously a pretty cheap place to go to because of that. What is this down from, it looks like it just always, yeah, that's a dead currency. I would guess that, it depends. Bitcoin will probably top out in December 25 or January 26. For all coins, pick your poison. Some of them could top out in 26, some of them maybe 25. I don't know. The Neo. Let's actually look at the Neo pump. Look at the Neopump. Yeah, a little bit. On the grand scheme of things, nothing too significant. Oh no, well it is. It is. Volatile coin. I think you'll probably eventually break upward and get up to $50 again here. And then hopefully more. I mean, let's see. In terms of the pullback, yeah, I mean, it'll happen. It's kind of hard to say exactly when, but it'll definitely happen. Link is breaking outward. I think you're going to get up to these areas potentially next. Let's just take a look-see here for fib levels. You got a little bit at 28, and then you got your big pocket right there at freaking 34. And then a little bit at 28. And then if you could break above that, you got something at your freaking 42. So, yeah. Oh. The dinosaur coins, I think they'll do pretty well. Probably 3 to 4x at least, 2 to 3x at least. All boats rise, yeah. I mean, yeah, you're arguing the market generally follows and does well in these situations, which it generally does, Sometimes it's hard to pick the best boat. That's why you want to have a lot of boats sometimes. I've never heard of that. Don't know much about this. Could break upward to these highs potentially at some point. Nobody's talked about this lately. Bencoin. Serious volatility right there. Kind of dead though. Safe Moon coming back. Wasn't that on yeah, MXC's got it. Pumping. They probably just keep relisting. Oh no, they've had it on there a while actually. Big jump right there. What was there was another freaking, what was the, I'm not even gonna bother. That one was so old and so irrelevant. What a classic. I think it could continue. I don't know why I'm looking at this shit. Don't buy this shit. It's just funny, like how some of these just dinosaur, obsolete, bankrupt stuff is like still even listed in a lot of places. It broke upward there. That came back down, trying to continue. Just buy all bankrupt companies. Buy just coins of all bankrupt companies and just see what happens over the next year. That'd be an interesting technique. Probably extremely risky and probably won't work, but never underestimate the degenerates. Hold on. Reverse head and shoulders. You'll eventually break upward to these points. I think this could, damn, this got up a lot there. It'll get up to that point eventually. What was that other? Yeah, that's a dead one. Yeah, they were trying to pump this. Nah, that didn't work out too well. Nah, yeah, it could come back, but it's just a meme coin. What about like some of the fun ones? Is it Wojak? Or yeah, I think it was this one. That's been surprisingly, what was that? 93. And then 20x there. Wow. Maybe even Shad. I mean, there's some new ones around. Oh, that's Chad. No, not Chad. Chad. I think this one's got killed. Yeah. Oh, how about Potcoin? Gate.io still has nothing brewing there yet. It's an oldie. Let's see. I just want to see. Just thinking aloud here a little bit. When am I planning my exit? Based on more of what the charts say. It's probably going to be later than May of 25, though. It's more of a Fourier cycle technique. I would wait more towards later 26 to try to get back in to at least Bitcoin. Hopefully things will repeat. I mean, it's all based on history. Gala we can look at. I know there's some people think it's a scam. I mean, I'm not, as you guys know, I'm not the biggest expert on all these gaming tokens. There's so many of them. But yeah, I mean, jumping up to 23 cents eventually, maybe sometime in 25 would not surprise me. Atom, actually, let's look at Sol first. We looked at Sol already, but it's an important one to look at for obvious reasons. I think you got a good shot of potentially jumping back up here. I mean, in terms of trading this, you could try that maybe, up to these highs. I think that'll probably work. That's what I would guess here. It's a good bet. I mean, it may not work out, but it's a good trade setup. You know what I mean? Atom we looked at. Let me look at it again. The next big place is going to be around 14. That's your yearly high. So I think that's huge. And I think if you can hold this area, you should be able to get it. You do have a bearish fit div forming on the daily. So we'll see what happens. Kind of 50-50 on this one. It's a little tough to say here. Maybe would lean on the bull case just because, for obvious reasons. But yeah. Welcome, Rex. Welcome. Let's see here. Thinking about, not too much else to really talk about at the moment. See the CNBC articles. I just want to look at what's going on there. Okay, so futures are even up, some weird shit going on with South Korea. Everybody's got a crazy president. Oh God, well, rate cut's too high. Okay, so he's thinking we're going to cool off. So what does that mean? Probably going to keep going up. Let's see that here. 200 million, 20 years in prison. Funny, SPF lost 8 billion, and this woman got the same. Well, it was a little bit different. 200 million. One count of conspiracy commitment. Was she the one behind all Joanna Garcia? She looks Florida. Looks kind of Florida. Broward County, okay. 41 years old. Had to be other people working with her. It wasn't. You're telling me just one woman like this held a $200 million Ponzi scheme? No, it wasn't. She took the heat. There were other people involved. A lot of other people involved. I can't believe it. You feel like you would have freaking everybody up your butt immediately when you're promising that type of money. How would you even get anywhere close to 200 mil? Interesting. Anyway, I appreciate you guys for showing up. Always appreciate you guys smashing the like button. Other thing, if you guys are interested in trading, this is a really good promo on BloFin. First of all, you get 10% cash back for life if you sign up in my link on your fees. And then you get any amount, the first deposit, you get 10% of that back in the form of a futures bonus that you could trade with and keep the profits. Up to $3,000. It's normally a lot less. This ends December 9th, so check it out. So if you deposit 30K, which I know is a lot, you get 3,000 back. If you deposit 10K, it's 1,000 back. So check it out, only with my link down below. In addition, we're doing a trading competition with BYDFI and 10% cash back for life, just like BloFin on your fees there. And for either of these exchanges, including Bybit down below as well, if you sign up my link, deposit at least $100, I'll give you 1 free month in the Aldo Empire VIP Discord. Just open a support ticket with your UID. So yeah. Let's see if anything's happening with the market. I think we're coming down slightly actually. We'll see what happens here. But hopefully we continue forward. That'd be nice. We're getting into nighttime, 7 p.m. Eastern, so looking like we can hold this area. That's kind of what it's looking like a little bit. Yeah. So yeah. Adam potentially getting up. Yeah. Next place there would be 12, 11, 12 bucks and 14. So fun times. What? SFP? Oh. It looks decent. It's a bullish pattern. That could break upward to freaking $1.30 next. I don't know much about this though. That looks really good in the 3 week. It probably will continue. Yeah. We looked at Tesla, yeah, trying to break up from that point. I mean, a lot of things are hitting big areas. That would be the main argument to come down here. A lot of things are hitting like big areas, but sometimes that doesn't always bring us down, especially in crazy bull runs like we're seeing right now. Curious about Meta. I have not looked at Meta in a while. That was your correction from hell. Now you're holding that point. You're probably going to be able to get up to freaking, it's a lot, but 800 could be next. Yeah. A lot of money. Dent. I think it'll break upward and eventually get up to this point again. So yeah, it could come up. Has Amazon like feel like Amazon just like it peaked in like 21 and then kind of, yeah, I mean, it's coming up, but just not the same returns we used to see. I mean, what was this, a 50% correction? I mean, 22 was not a fun year for, yeah, even yeah, that was December bottom, like Tesla, yeah. Not a fun year for these markets, but that bull div gave you what you needed on that 2 week. And then kind of smooth sailing from there. I mean, 23, 24 have been good years for, stock market. When we look at, I just want to look at, it's like a NASDAQ or triple Q on like the yearly, 12-month or whatever. That was it. Well, it's going regular candles here. So 22 is obviously a red year. I mean, the pattern here for red years and green years is, let's see, 09 to 17 all green. 18 was red. 22 was red. The bear market years are red. So in all likelihood, you could hit that 600, in 25, have a green year. Then maybe, just maybe, the next year will be red. So yeah. Beginner advice, somebody told me. I'm just thinking of something I could say that most people don't say, something different than like mainstream things. It will come down. All your things you really like that you're way ahead on will probably come down lower than what you bought them at during the bear market. A lot of things will even go to zero that you probably own if you own a lot of alts. High market cap ones less likely, but you will be surprised what happens. That's the biggest thing I will say. Never marry an altcoin. A lot of things will get absolutely destroyed in 26, I think, in 2026. If history is any indication. When it feels euphoric, and sometimes this, generally when it starts to feel really euphoric, that's when it's time to get out, but, depends. When you make life-changing wealth, generally get to take profits and, use that money on things that are life-changing, like buying that, house or whatever, paying off debt or whatever. So, yeah. Let's see. Don't go with patterns, go with the gut. I like that. Good gut health. You need some good probiotics that help with that too. Been drinking some kefir, if that's pronounced kefir. Been pretty good. Super? Sure. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I think it'll probably break up to these points again. 370 eventually. Risk versus reward. That's a little bit too broad. I think all of calculated risks, always know how much you're going to lose if the trade doesn't go well. That's definitely an important piece of advice. One of the most important pieces for advice for beginners: know how much you're going to lose and be comfortable with losing that if the trade doesn't go well. Raw milk, raw kefir, I think, has better probiotic or whatever. That's what I'm kind of graduating to. Do you drink raw milk, Cryptodontist? Wonder. But yeah. Jewel, I don't know what the hell that is. But yeah, I'm just trying to think here. Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be a risk you could get. I mean, how about the microbiology courses in terms of eating sushi or raw fish? I mean, is it any better in that aspect? Like, I wonder what's riskier, raw milk or raw sushi? I mean, Raw goat milk, I've had that. How about kefir, Cryptodontist? What's your views on kefir? Raw kefir. Fetch. That's a little bit unspecific. Raw milk. Was it the danger aspect or the aspect that it's just not good for you or not helpful? I'd be curious about that. Utter nonsense. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap it up, guys. I want to get going relatively soon here. And yeah, but really appreciate you guys. Yeah, a lot of people don't know what kefir, Kefir, a lot of people don't know what it is. You can buy it at Whole Foods or really most supermarkets. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, I'm probably going to get going, guys. If you guys are interested in trading some really good promos that don't come around too often, 10% cashback on your deposit up to 3K futures bonus on BloFin. In addition, with my link, 10% cashback for life. So I think it's a really good opportunity there. No VPN, no KYC. Same exact thing on BYDFI, but the cashback bonus is only up to like 500 or 1,000, I think. We are doing a trading competition. The link is down below for that as well for BYDFI. And yeah, just trying to think here. Yeah, I think that's about it right now, guys. Check out the Discord if you guys are interested. Always appreciate you guys. I will see you guys soon. Oh, Soul was jumping? Hold on a second here. Just curious. Is Soul going? I think yeah, Soul's been jumping. Okay. I think everything's trying to. Yeah, I think on all likelihood we should go up to 98. We'll see what the hell happens, though. All right, guys. Really appreciate you guys.